Chapter 9: Practical Rules in Business Psychology. Number 1. Have something to give to the world that is worth giving, something that the world wants. Your success depends not only upon your own efforts, but also upon the degree of appreciation that those efforts may have the power to call forth. No matter how good your work may be, if it is not appreciated, results will be limited. You will be wasting a large portion of your time, and you will benefit no one, not even yourself. To secure appreciation, your object must be not to give that which you think the world ought to want, but to give that which you know the world does want. Make it a point to please others, and you will also please yourself. Thousands of brilliant minds fail entirely because they imagine their talents will be degraded if brought down to the wants of the world. But no talent will be brought down so long as it is used in promoting the welfare of others, no matter whether those others be cultured or not. Give your talents and your ability to those who need them, and make your efforts so simple that the largest number possible can appreciate what you are trying to do. Give the largest number what they need and what they want, and make what you give so worthy that everybody will want to take advantage of your service without being persuaded to do so. Number 2. Be determined to serve the world better in your line than it was ever served before. Whatever you do, know that it can be done better, and know that that better can be done by you. The fact that others have failed must not influence your mind or your conduct in the least. We are not in bondage to the shortcomings of others, nor the failures of the past. We are determined to do what we can do because we have the power. In this connection, we must remember that there is no success that is greater than perpetual advancement in one's own ability to do the greater and the better. And there is nothing that gives more contentment or joy. To make the better one's goal and to cause all the energies of being to work for that goal is to enter the pathway to real success, the success that is success, and that perpetually reproduces itself in greater and greater success. To be determined to serve the world better than it was ever served before is to improve oneself and one's work in one's present vocation, which will ere long open the way to a far more important vocation. He who is positively determined to do the best will positively have the opportunity to do the best. Number 3. Know that you can do what you want to do because there is no limit to the power that is latent within you. The greatest obstacle to higher attainments and greater achievements is the belief that the power we possess is limited and that the ability we possess is as large now as it ever will be. This obstacle, therefore, must be removed through the realization of the truth in this matter. The truth is that every form of ability can be developed indefinitely, and that the powers of mind and soul are inexhaustible. To live in the perfect realization of that truth, and to animate every thought and desire with the very spirit of that truth, is to promote the development of every form of ability that we may be using now, and also to enlarge perpetually the capacity of mind so that a larger and a larger measure of power will be unfolded, perpetuated, and expressed. When you inwardly know that you can do what you want to do, you place yourself in conscious possession of the power that can do what you want to do. And this knowing will steadily grow in mind as every thought is created more and more in the likeness of the truth just mentioned. Number 4. You will not go down so long as you do not permit your mind to go down. One of the great secrets of success is to keep the mind up even though everything else may seem to go down. If the mind persists in staying up, things will soon change and begin to come up again. This is a law that never fails, and if it was thoroughly applied under every circumstance, it would prevent practically every failure in the world. The mind is the master, provided its mastership is exercised. And the way the mind goes, everything else will go also. Things will follow very soon, if not at once, provided the mind holds fast to its high ideals and falters not. The mind that dwells constantly upon the bright sides will soon cause all things to leave the world of darkness and begin to create brightness. The mind that aims perpetually to realize higher attainments and greater achievements will cause all things to work together for the promotion of such attainments and achievements. The mind that continues in absolute faith, even though every external indication points to certain failure, that mind will cause all things to change in their courses, to cease working for failure, and to proceed to produce those very things that the mind believed with faith that it could secure. Permit nothing, therefore, to take the mind down, because if the mind persists in staying up, things will positively take a turn and come up also. Thus, the threatening failure will terminate in a still greater success. Number 5. Know that your life is in your own hands, that you may therefore do with your life whatever you wish to have done. All power comes from life. To increase the expression of life is to increase the expression of everything that has real worth. And in him who has taken the expression of life into his own hands, the expression of life may be increased in any measure desired. When you know that your life is in your own hands, you will begin to live the way you want to live, and the energies of your being will begin to work together for the promotion of that which you wish to have promoted. The scattering of forces will cease, and all things will move toward the goal you have in view. But so long as your life is not in your own hands, it will be more or less in the hands of environment. You will not live, therefore, for your own welfare and advancement, but you will live for every passing idea or notion that the shifting of circumstances may suggest. Real success, however, will be impossible in such a life, because to succeed in any achievement, you must live for that achievement. But before you can live for anything definite, you must realize that your life is in your own hands, and that you can live for anything by positively deciding to do so. Strictly speaking, it is not necessary to take your life into your own hands. It already is in your own hands. What is necessary is to cease giving it away to every whim or circumstance that may be passing by. Your life is your own. Keep it for yourself, therefore, because it was given to you to be used by you and by you alone. Nothing else can use your life. Accordingly, when you scatter your life abroad, you deprive yourself of that which no one else can use. To apply the truth in this idea, live constantly in the realization of the great truth that your life is your own, and that you can turn all of its power into any channel that you may select. Then, select the path that leads to real success. Live in that path with all your life, and the goal you have in view will positively be reached. Number 6, begin where you are. Do perfectly what you are doing now, but keep the mind open constantly for greater powers and greater opportunities. To dream too much of the future is to neglect the present. And to be indifferent to the lesser while yearning for the greater is to continue to live in the lesser. Be ambitious, be determined to rise in the scale, but use all the force of that determination in perfecting and enlarging the sphere of the present moment. Make the present moment a great cause by turning all your power into the work of the present moment, and from that great cause will come great effects in the coming days. Every vocation, every environment, and every circumstance contain possibilities that we may never have known. To work out these greater possibilities is to make the present moment a great beginning of a far greater future. But we cannot enter into the conscious possession of the hidden possibilities that the present moment may contain so long as we give our deep thought to the future and our superficial thought to the present. There is only one place to begin, and that is where we are living and working now. There is only one possibility upon which we can concentrate with success, and that is the possibility that the present moment holds in store. Number 7, have great objects in view, but keep them secret. We give our greatest powers to those things that we think of as too sacred to mention. Never speak generally about those things that you wish to accomplish, unless it should be to those who are in perfect harmony with your ideas and plans. And under no circumstances should we speak of our higher ambitions, unless the mind be in the upper story at the time. To speak or think of the great things we have in view while the mind is in ordinary or superficial states is to give a measure of inferiority to those things which may lessen results or even produce failure. Before those greater things are given thought, the mind should be elevated to the highest and most sacred places within that consciousness can possibly realize, because while we are in those loftier states of thought, we give immense power to that of which we may be thinking at the time. This is a law of extraordinary importance and may be applied with remarkable results in any sphere of action. To think of your plans while in ordinary states of mind is to give only ordinary thought to those plans, and nothing can succeed that is not animated by something better than mere ordinary thought. The same is true when we are doing something of exceptional value. It will be a failure unless we think of it all as being too lofty and too important to be dealt with, except in the very highest and strongest states of mind. The higher the action of mind, the greater the power of mind. And the more sacred the thought, the higher the action of that thought. This is the law, and to those who have great and worthy objects in view, this law is positively indispensable. Number 8, dwell mentally with the superior, the marvelous, and the limitless. Superficial consciousness and every phase of superficial thinking must be entirely avoided, or the development of ability will be retarded. Success depends not only upon ability, but upon the constant improvement of ability. And the more closely the mind is brought in touch with the elements of quality and superiority, the more rapidly will every faculty develop. To dwell mentally with the superior is to unfold superiority. To dwell mentally with the marvelous is to develop the imagination, the power of originality, and to inspire the mind with those ascending tendencies that invariably lead to greatness. And to dwell mentally with the limitless is to place the mind in that position where it can constantly draw from that power that is limitless. Success, therefore, and great success, must invariably follow. Number 9, believe in justice. Establish yourself firmly upon the principle of absolute justice and an exact equivalent, and you will receive what you deserve. Never desire to get something for nothing, as such a desire will decrease your own capacity by retarding the expression of yourself. When you desire to get something for nothing, you desire to give nothing in return. You thereby hold back a part of your own ability, which means retarded growth. Have absolute faith in justice, and you will secure justice from everybody and under every circumstance. This is a law that cannot fail, for even though it may not prove itself at once, it finally will, in every instance, bring to every individual what actually belongs to that individual. Number 10, your own will come to you provided you live absolutely upon the principle of the exact equivalent, but your own will be only as great as yourself. Therefore, if you wish to increase the quality and the quantity of that which is coming into your life, you must first increase the worth and the power of your own life. By becoming larger than you are, you will receive more than you do. Things that are worthwhile will accumulate in your world in proportion to your ability to do that which is worthwhile. That is, when that ability is thoroughly and constantly applied. Number 11, real success implies the advancement of the individual himself and the advancement of the world in which the individual may live. It means the building of a greater man and the promotion of greater achievements in the environments of that man. Real success does not simply mean the accumulation of things, but in the development of a personality so strong and so great that it must invariably attract great things, and as many great things as may be necessary to promote the largest and the richest state of existence possible. In the promotion of real success, there must be two leading objects in view. The first must be to make yourself greater than you are, and this object must always come first. You are the cause of your own success. Therefore, the greater you are, the greater your success, because a great cause will invariably produce a great effect. The second object must be to promote higher attainments and greater achievements, and this will naturally be fulfilled when the growing mind is constantly expressed in constructive thought and effective action. The idea is to become much, and you will do much, and he who does much will receive much, because like invariably attracts like. Causes and effects are always similar, and the law works both ways. The very same law that brings disaster will, if reversed, bring us everything that the heart may desire. Number 12. Air castles are indispensable, but they must be built upon a foundation composed wholly of your own worth. The only air castles that fall are the ones that have nothing but dreams upon which to stand. The man who is positively determined to do what he aims to do, and who will not only give his whole life, but the best that is contained in his life to the purpose he has in view, may build any number of air castles. They will all stand the test of life, and he will have the pleasure to really dwell in them all in days that are soon to be. He who is determined to make good will shortly have the power to make anything. His ambitions, therefore, cannot be too lofty nor too strong, neither can his castles in the air be too gorgeous. All his dreams will come true because he does not only dream dreams, but actually goes to work and makes those dreams come true. The principle, therefore, is to hitch your wagon to a star, but be sure that the chain is strong. Thus you will scale the heights, and there will be no fall. Number 13. Everything you do will count. Nothing is lost, but whether it is to work for you or against you will depend upon what you were working for when the thing in question was created. However, those adverse forces that are lurking in the mistakes of the past may be transmuted and may be directed to work just as faithfully for you as they previously worked against you. He who is positively determined to do what he is ambitious to do can change everything in his favor, though this determination must be animated with a ceaseless and persistent desire for the realization of the goal in view, and must be literally alive with the spirit of that faith that is faith. Number 14. Become a strong, positive center in your own world and constantly improve upon the worth of that center. The law of attraction is the basis of all real success. Therefore, the greater the center of attraction, which is you, yourself, the greater will be those things that will naturally gravitate into your world. You cannot naturally take what belongs to others, for you can attract only what belongs to yourself, and that alone can belong to you. That is an exact equivalent of what you are and what you have done. To become a positive center in your own world, harmonize all the elements and forces in your own being by constantly feeling the harmony that exists within you in the real principle of harmony. Develop poise and train all the energies of your mind and body to move toward the limitless within. Realize that you can draw upon the forces that exist all about you and feel the constant accumulation of those forces in your entire system. Through this process, you will awaken the greater powers within you, and you will thus attract the finer forces from without. You will therefore become a center of great power, both in mind and personality. And much does attract more. Number 15. Being and doing must be the objects in view. To live a great life in the midst of great attainments and great achievements, that is real success. And the beginning of such a success can be made now by using, according to the science of success, every opportunity that may be at hand now. He who makes the best use of what is at hand now will soon have the opportunity to use something better. And since this process may be perpetuated indefinitely, there is no end to the greatness of success that is real success. The fundamental principle in the science of real success is the building of greatness in mind and the use of that greatness in the building of the better, the higher, and the superior in the world of man, both in the physical world and in the mental world.